A small auditorium in the back of a sports equipment store in Manhattan. 3 rows of folding chairs. Maybe 50 people. Not a tournament, not a gambling den, a demonstration event. The kind where a local ping pong champion shows techniques to interested players. Educational, community-focused, no stakes beyond reputation. Marty Reisman stands at the front near a regulation table. 41 years old, wearing dark pants and a simple polo shirt, his hair is starting to thin, reading glasses in his shirt pocket. The years are showing, but the skill remains sharp. He's been demonstrating for 45 minutes, showing serves, explaining footwork, answering questions about strategy and placement. The crowd is engaged, students, weekend players, a few serious competitors taking notes. One young man in the 3rd row has been particularly vocal. Mid-20s, athletic build, wearing a university athletics shirt. He's asked multiple questions, each one slightly more challenging than the last. Not hostile, just confident, testing. "Mr. Reisman," the young man calls out, "you talk a lot about reading your opponent. Visual cues, body language, watching the paddle. But what if you can't see?" Marty looks at him. "What do you mean?" "I mean, all your techniques depend on vision, on seeing what's coming. But what if that's taken away? Wouldn't all that skill become useless?" The room goes quiet. People sense something, not confrontation, challenge. "Not useless," Marty says carefully, "just different, harder. But you couldn't actually play without seeing, right? I mean, competently. Against a real opponent." Marty considers this. "Define competently. Win a game against someone trying, not just hitting the ball back and forth. An actual competitive game." "How much sight are we removing?" The young man grins, senses an opening. "All of it. Complete blindfold. No peeking. Just sound and feel." Some people in the crowd shift, uncomfortable. This wasn't supposed to be a challenge. This was supposed to be a teaching demonstration. But Marty doesn't look bothered, just curious. "You want to see if I can play blindfolded?" "I'm saying you can't. Not really. Not competitively. Ping pong is a visual sport. Without eyes, you're helpless. Doesn't matter how good you are." Marty nods slowly. "And if I prove otherwise? Then I'll admit I'm wrong in front of everyone here." "And if I can't?" The young man shrugs. "Then everyone learns that vision is everything in this sport, which is valuable information." Marty looks at the crowd, sees curiosity, interest, some concern. This could go badly, could embarrass him, could turn an educational demonstration into a circus. But something about the challenge appeals to him. Not the ego part, the problem-solving part, the question beneath the question: can skill exist without sight? "Okay," Marty says, "let's try." The room erupts in murmurs. People didn't expect this. "But," Marty continues, "I need a proper blindfold, something opaque, no light, no cheating." Someone produces a thick black cloth. Marty examines it, folds it double, ties it around his head, covers his eyes completely, adjusts it, makes sure no light penetrates. "Can you see anything?" someone asks. "Nothing, completely dark." The young man stands. "I'm David. I play for Columbia. Ranked 3rd in their division." "Okay, David, 1 game, 1st to 11. You serve first so I can hear the pattern." They take positions at opposite ends of the table. Marty stands normally, not feeling around, not uncertain, just standing, waiting. His other senses already beginning to compensate. David serves, fast, hard. The ball makes a sharp sound hitting the table on Marty's side. Marty swings, late, misses completely. The ball flies past him, 0-1. People watch in tense silence. This might be a disaster. David serves again. Same speed, same trajectory. This time, Marty's paddle connects, but wrong angle. The ball hits the net, 0-2. Marty adjusts his stance, tilts his head slightly, listening, not with his ears specifically, with something deeper, spatial awareness, sound mapping, 3rd serve. Marty hears it leave David's paddle, hears it hit the table, calculates, swings, connects, clean return. But David attacks immediately, smashes. The ball goes past Marty before he can react. 0-3. This is harder than Marty anticipated. Without sight, the speed of the game is overwhelming. He can hear the ball, but hearing and reacting are different. The time between sound and contact is too small. His brain can't process fast enough. David serves again. Marty returns. They rally, 3 shots, 4. Marty is tracking better now, not perfectly, but improving. Then David changes pace, soft shot. Marty swings expecting speed, hits nothing but air, 0-4. People shift in their seats, some look sympathetic. This demonstration is becoming an embarrassment. The confident champion reduced to flailing blindly. But Marty doesn't remove the blindfold, doesn't quit, just stands, breathes, adjusts his mental map of the space. "Keep playing," he says quietly. David serves. 5th point. Marty hears the serve, hears the bounce, times his swing differently, not reacting to the sound, anticipating where the sound indicates the ball will be. Small adjustment, crucial difference. His paddle connects, solid return. David returns. Marty tracks the sound, predicts trajectory, swings. Another connection. They rally, 6 shots, 7. Then David attacks. Hard, but Marty hears the windup, hears the aggressive swing, steps back slightly. The ball flies where he was standing, goes long. 1-4, his first point. The room stirs. Maybe this isn't over. David serves. 6th point. Marty is calibrating now, each sound giving him information. The paddle hitting the ball sounds different depending on spin. Heavy spin makes a sharper sound. No spin sounds duller. He's learning the acoustic signatures. He returns the serve. They rally. Marty places the ball by sound, hears where David is standing by his footsteps, aims away from that spot. David runs, gets there, but barely. Returns weak. Marty hears the weakness, attacks. The ball flies past David, 2-4. "Jesus," someone in the crowd whispers. He's actually playing. David serves again, faster, trying to overwhelm. But speed means sound, more information. Marty tracks it, returns. David attacks. Marty redirects based on the sound of David's position. The ball lands in the corner. Untouched. 3-4. David's confidence wavers. This was supposed to be easy. A blindfolded man shouldn't be competing. But Marty isn't just surviving. He's adapting, learning, improving with each point. 4-4, tied. The room is completely silent now. 50 people watching something impossible. A blindfolded player holding his own against a ranked university athlete. Marty serves for the first time. Without sight, serving is pure memory. Muscle memory. He's tossed the ball 10,000 times. His arm knows the motion. He tosses, can't see it, can't adjust, just trusts, swings, hears contact, good sound, clean sound. David returns. Marty tracks, responds. They rally. 10 shots, 12. The crowd counts silently. Both players locked in. Then David tries a drop shot. Soft, barely over the net. Marty hears it. The quiet sound, runs forward, gets there. But his return clips the net. 4-5. David's lead. But it's close. Too close. This shouldn't be close. They continue, point after point. Marty's skill isn't diminished, it's transformed. He's playing a different game. Not visual ping pong, acoustic ping pong, reading sound patterns, predicting trajectory through audio cues, using the echoes off the walls to sense space. 6-6. David is struggling now, not with skill, with psychology. How do you beat someone who shouldn't be able to compete? How do you attack someone operating without one of the fundamental senses? 7-6, Marty's lead. The crowd is leaning forward. This has become more than a demonstration. It's proof of concept, evidence that expertise transcends individual faculties. 8-7, Marty serves. David returns. They rally. Marty places a shot perfectly by sound. David barely reaches it. Returns high. Marty hears the arc, steps back, waits. The ball comes down, he smashes, blind, pure spatial calculation. The ball rockets past David, 9-7, 2 points from winning. A blindfolded player is 2 points from defeating a sighted ranked athlete. David takes a breath, serves. Marty returns. David attacks, hard, fast, trying to end this. But Marty hears the aggression, hears the desperation, redirects. The ball goes wide. David overcommitted, 10-7, match point. The room holds its breath. David serves. Everything he has, fast, spinning, maximum effort. Marty hears it, processes, calculates, returns. Not perfectly, but adequately. David attacks. Marty defends. They rally, 6 shots, 8, 10. Then something shifts. Marty hears something in David's footwork. A hesitation, a fraction of uncertainty. He's thinking too much, overthinking. Marty places the ball toward that hesitation. David runs, late, swings, misses, 11-7. Marty wins. The room explodes, not with loud cheering, with astonished applause, disbelief, wonder. They just watched a blindfolded man win a competitive game of ping pong. Marty removes the blindfold, blinks. The light is harsh after darkness. His eyes adjust slowly. David stands at his end of the table, staring, processing. How? David's voice is quiet, genuine. Marty walks around the table. Sound, timing, spatial memory, and lots of experience knowing what different hits sound like. But you couldn't see anything. No, but I could hear everything. Your footsteps told me where you were. The sound of your paddle hitting the ball told me the spin and speed. The bounce on the table gave me trajectory. My brain built a map from audio. That shouldn't be possible. It shouldn't be easy, Marty corrects. But possible? Yes, because skill isn't just in the eyes. It's in the brain, in the accumulated experience, in the 10,000 hours of knowing what the game sounds like, feels like, moves like. David nods slowly. You're not human, Marty laughs. I'm very human. I missed 4 points at the start because I'm human. It took time to adjust, to recalibrate, but humans adapt. That's what we do. Someone in the crowd asks, could you beat anyone blindfolded? No, Marty answers immediately. This only worked because David's skill level was within a certain range. Against someone significantly better, the speed would overwhelm me. Against someone significantly worse, I wouldn't need the technique. This worked because we were close enough in skill that my compensatory strategies could bridge the gap. He looks at David. You're a good player. Really good. In normal conditions, you might beat me, especially given the age difference. But tonight, the conditions weren't normal, and I had one advantage. What? I've played so long that I know the game without seeing it. You still rely heavily on vision. When that was taken from me, I switched to other senses I've been unconsciously using for decades. When it was taken from you, in a sense, you were blind too, because you were relying on visual cues to read me, and I gave you none. The room is quiet. Processing. Marty continues. This demonstration wasn't about me being better than David. It was about understanding that expertise runs deeper than any single sense, that mastery integrates information from every available source, and when one source is removed, the others can compensate. Not perfectly, not without cost, but enough. A woman in the second row raises her hand. Is that why you agreed to this challenge? To teach us that lesson? Marty considers. Honestly, no. I agreed because I wanted to see if I could do it. The lesson came after. But that's often how lessons work. You do something difficult. Then you understand why it mattered. David walks over, extends his hand. I'm sorry for challenging you like that. I was being arrogant. Marty shakes his hand. Don't apologize. You asked a legitimate question. Can skill exist without sight? And now we know. It can. With adjustment, with adaptation, with difficulty. But it can. Will you teach me how to develop those other senses? That takes years, decades, but I can show you how to start, how to pay attention to sound, to spatial memory, to the information your eyes ignore because they're so dominant. They spend another hour. Marty demonstrates acoustic techniques, how to listen for spin, how to map space through echo, how to use sound to predict trajectory. The crowd takes notes, asks questions, learns. Later, after everyone leaves, the store owner approaches Marty. "That was incredible, unbelievable." Marty shrugs. "It was possible. That's different from incredible." "Could you do it again? With a different opponent?" "Maybe. Depends on the opponent, on the conditions, on how much my brain is degraded in the 10 minutes since I last tried." He smiles slightly. "Why did you really agree to do it?" Marty thinks. "Because someone said I couldn't, and I wanted to know if they were right. Turns out they weren't, but they could have been. That's the thing about challenges. You don't know the outcome until you try. And if you'd lost, then I'd have learned something valuable, that there are limits to adaptation, that some abilities do require specific senses. That would have been useful information." The owner nods. "You're a strange man, Marty Reisman." "Maybe. Or maybe I just understand that failure and success are both teachers, and the only real loss is not trying to find out which one shows up." Marty Reisman was told he couldn't play blind. Put a blindfold on, won 11-7 using only sound. But the real achievement wasn't winning. It was proving that expertise transcends the tools we think are essential. That mastery integrates information from sources we didn't know we were using. That when one sense fails, others can compensate, not perfectly, not easily, but enough. Enough to compete, enough to win, enough to demonstrate that the limits we accept are often just the boundaries of imagination. 50 people watched that demonstration in 1972. Some went home and tried playing blindfolded themselves. Most failed. A few succeeded. All of them learned the same lesson Marty already knew. Skill isn't located in a single sense. It's distributed across the entire system: vision, hearing, touch, proprioception, memory, pattern recognition. Remove one, and the system stumbles. But it doesn't collapse. Not if the foundation is strong enough. Not if the experience runs deep enough. That's what 41 years of playing teaches. Not just how to hit a ball, but how to exist in the game completely, with every sense, with every faculty, so that when one is taken away, the others know how to fill the gap. Marty Reisman proved something that night, not that he was better than David, but that the human capacity for adaptation exceeds our assumptions about necessity. We think we need eyes to play ping pong. We think we need sight to compete. We think limitations are absolute. And then someone ties a blindfold on, stands at a table, listens, and wins, not despite the darkness, but through it, by finding other lights.